Hello and welcome to another Punters Guide, a busy weekend of horse racing action to look forward to once again alongside Jason Weaver. And Jason, it's a good weekend's racing, but we've had Goodwood, we've had York, and now we've got Haydock, the Betfred St. Ledger, we've got Ayr, we've got the Cambridgeshire, all to come in the next few weeks. So that's like lull, get ready for a very busy period though.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. But when you look at the Solario at Sandown, up the hill, lots of good horses, Kingman, Too Darn Hot, all of those have been produced on this particular stage. So it's a springboard going forward. It's not Group One status as such in the name, yet all of those, or a lot of these that are coming through, certainly have targets on much, much bigger in the future. So could be a great informative weekend.
Certainly good. One's for the future than the Solario. Let's start with the action. 8 races to look forward to. We're on the Westwood at Beverley. Just 5 go in the open, over 1.5 miles. So a nice, easy start for you.
Yeah, lots of recent winning form. There's only one in here who's out of the handicap. That's Thundering. He should be carrying 8 stone 6, so he's £5 wrong in the long handicap. Quietness has been going through the grades really, really well, but was gifted a very easy time up on the front end latest. And I prefer to stick with Walter Hartright down the bottom. Now, his winning run came to an end behind Lieber Power. The Balding team had 2 runners against him. One of them softened him up at Chepstow in the Racing League, and he still took a bit of a nudge from the assessor. Lieber Power, I think he was a little bit unlucky at the Ebor meeting as well, wasn't he? That form could actually work out particularly strong. So Ed Dunlop, after what has been a very tricky week, let's hope his good run continues with Walter Hartright.
There you are, then Walter Hartright to get the better of quietness. For Marcus Tregon in that one, he's sent that one on a long journey north, but he's also got Spanish Blaze, a bit of a shorter trip in the opener at Sandown, who's likely to be amongst the market leaders for the 7 furlong handicap that opens their card.
And I think that Spanish Blaze has got a particularly good record around here. We've got a few horses, the likes of Star of Orion, who's only having its 3rd try for the team. But he's one of 2 in here, like him, Star of Orion and Lyndon B. They win, but they finish second a lot, don't they? You know, they're the sort of play spot horses that you'll be having on your side. Just the 35.5 grand that paid, didn't it, up at York the other day? Didn't get that one. We'll have another stab, though. Make no mistake about it. So Les Patterson, he's on the recovery. Looked really good on the all-weather earlier on, but he's bombed out the last couple of times. What about Mick Harrington's Feel the Need in here? Managed to win at York over 7. Bumped into Tolstoy, who then went on to win 3 on the belt, a well-handicapped runner, and he's been kept back. I think that Mick Harrington has kept him back and aimed him at this off a little break. 78 days away from the track.
There you are, then one off a break in the opener at Sandown. We head back to Beverley for the speedsters in the Beverley Bullet, and a real nice mix of horses here. Got lots of old favourites, Comanche Falls, Emirati, and Albashir. We've got the new kids on the block, the likes of Blue Storm, who's got some good handicap form this season, and the totally unexposed Staincliffe. What a real mixture of bloodstock here.
Yeah, nice little race, isn't it? All multiple winners. You got Clarendon House, who's been giving it away at the gate. That also happens to Al Bashir, who stayed on quite nicely last time. Comanche Falls, multiple winner, 12-time winner. All of them over 6 furlongs. So he's going to struggle back down over the minimum. But I do think that Blue Storm could be the answer. That was a real good win in the dash, 55.62. for the 3-year-old dash, and arguably a little bit unlucky when running at the Royal Meeting as well. So Holly Doyle was on board when unlucky. Joanna Mason gets on board. Another one for the girls, drawn in stall number 1. The younger sprinters. Maybe it's their time.
There we go then. That's the Beverley Bullet. Blink and you will miss it. What about this race at Sandown then for the fillies and mares, the Atalanta Stakes? Some cracking fillies in here. Doha, Royal Ascot winner, of course. Bright Thunder, Doom in the Wigan Silks, Spiritual in the Strawberry Silks. We've got a short price favourite in Tamfana. Some cracking efforts so far in Group 1s this season. She drops in class. Is she the one they all have to beat?
I'd say David Benusiev will be really disappointed if she doesn't manage to win and get the job done. She's going to be short, though, isn't she? You know, that's the the key with her. Has she got too many gears, if you like, too much of a change of gear up the hill at Sandown? Probably. And of course, with an official rating of 112, she sits in there pretty nicely weighted with that £6 3-year-old weight for age allowance. If there is one to close her down, possibly Doha. I don't think that was a bad run behind Opera Singer at Goodwood. She tried to come from the back of the pack, winner made all. She stayed on into 5th spot, not beaten too far. Look, if there is one to take on Tamfana, possibly Doha, back down in trip. Could be the right way to go with her.
Yeah, of course, so Royal Ascot winner, as I mentioned. Right, couple on the Rudy to look forward to. 7.5 furlong handicap, massive field. Percy's Lad doesn't go from stall 1. The draw's an interesting one because it's still a benefit to be on the inside, but not as much as has previously been the case. Runners starting to come down the middle a little bit more now. Hence why I've got this big field, and you've got a good furlong run as well to that first turn.
Yeah, because there's a massive pot on offer, isn't it? Yeah, they have been swinging off in the straight. Also, this is the only start really where they've got a bit of a clear run, if you like, before they head on over left-handed and hunker down towards that rail. Look, lots of people will go carry the 1. James Doyle will just have to find the passage through, but it literally, he'll be wanting to think he's on a helicopter, won't he? It's going to need to have to happen for him all the way through. Some of them are not particularly well weighted. The only one in here who's well handicapped, you can't tell me this hasn't been a bit of a lineup runner, hasn't it? Revic comes in here with the duck egg, finds himself well below his last winning mark. He's a course and distance specialist. Oshin Orr has got some brilliant rides at this particular meeting all throughout the card. I think that this has been lined up. He's ready to go and collect the cash. So 50 grand on offer, Revic, course specialist.
Yeah, he is very much a course specialist, of course, in the Midland Park Silks. All right, back to Sandown then, a 10 furlong handicap, some real nice unexposed types in here. Again, a small field go to post. Balmacara is your favourite for Eve Johnson-Horton.
I think she's done the right thing, giving this horse plenty of time. He won at Doncaster, was only a bit of a shell of a horse and still had time to strengthen. Really surprised he's been able to do as much as he has so far, but they've given him a little break to come back. Sean at the top, I thought that was a really good effort, carrying a big weight in a Racing League handicap behind Parlando. Involvement was a pretty tidy winner and then bumped into Ombudsman. That was over in Deauville. That form could be particularly strong. And when I worked down the bottom, Dam Buster back on track after a poor run, smooth win at Beverley. And the James Ferguson team, if there was one to lower the colours of the favourite in here, Wonder Legend looked really good winning at Doncaster. Didn't see him, put away, returns in a hood, was terribly sweaty before his return at Goodwood, ran no race. He's been given 119 days away from the track. No equipment on board. They've gone back to how he was previously. Billy Loughnane is booked, and the Ferguson team operating at a 40% strike rate just recently. I think if there's going to be a surprise in here, Wonder Legend, better than he's shown so far.
They are the Wonder Legend for the Fanshawe team in that 3 o'clock. We just talked about Tamfana. Could be a big day for Davin Manusia. He's also got the favourite up at Chester as well in their listed staying listed contest, the KS Chorister, which is taking on the likes of Eborn County Hurdle winner Absurd. Cracking contest, this one on the Rudy.
Yeah, I can hear Clive Washbourne from here now, parading himself around the paddock, screaming and shouting at everybody, getting ready for her victory. I think it'll actually suit her the track. You know, the way she races, quite aggressive, isn't she, early on? So nice turning track at Chester over the 1.6 miles. Shanroe is bidding to go back to back. And it seems, Matt, an awful long time since Enemy won the Derby trial at Southwell and then went over and placed second in Riyadh, picking up a huge slice. I don't know. You can tell me a little bit more about Absurd, although he's equally effective flat and jumps. But surely Samui for Gordon Elliott. Oshin Orr again gets the cheap pieces on. Tried to give £17 away to the eventual winner in a good handicap at York. Lightly raced on the flat. Back in here, level weight sort of contest, by your weight for age. Up in grade, if you like, listed company. That was a tremendous weight carrying performance at York for me in second.
Yeah, one for the Irish then. Gordon Elliott be a rare visitor to Chester, but could take their big spoils this weekend. And then we've got the Solario Stakes at Sandown. You mentioned it at the beginning of the show. Lots of unexposed runners in here. All of them have graced the winner's enclosure, bar one. Which one will be sticking their name up in lights and could be a star of the future?
Well, you've got Hot Shot and Field of Gold, who are by Two Down Hot and Kingman, who both as sires won this particular contest, 2018, 2013 for Kingman. And Field of Gold, if there is going to be a good horse, Schumacher and Gosden, they need it, don't they? They need the young blood coming through at the moment. He's a possibility. I thought that Matura Bay, who is related to a Breeders' Cup winner, was very tidy winner at Leicester on debut. And then you got Victory Sound, who was a gutsy winner, shall we say, at Haydock over 7 furlongs. But who couldn't have been taken with Royal Playwright at Salisbury? Hayley Turner was on board, babyish, green, didn't know much about it. Great, big, imposing, physical, absolutely beautiful galloping machine. And he clocked a fairly decent time with his ears pricked. So I think if there's going to be one to lower the colours of the Gosden team and Kieran Schumacher, Royal Playwright, I'm hoping, just hoping he could be a bit special.
In the Smith Silks then, Andrew Ball and Machine Murphy going great guns, haven't they, in the last month or so. Right, 8 races covered, Beverley, Chester, Sandown, a real mix. What would be your strongest bet on the card this Saturday?
I like the Solario because we've had so many superstars come through here in the past. You know, so Henry Cecil won at 6, John Gosden's won at 6. He's bidding to go one better in this particular lineup. But I know he's seconded in the market. But look, Royal Playwright, when you look at one going forward, if he was to win this, he's going to shoot to the top of the lists for a lot of the Betfred Classics next season. And that's super important going forward. So Royal Playwright in the big one on the afternoon on Saturday.
Fantastic. Looking forward to seeing him then in the 8th and final ITV race this weekend. A real busy period to look forward to the next few weeks as well. Fingers crossed we can find a few winners this weekend and put you in the right direction. Wherever you're back in, very best of luck.